Hello everyone. This week we're talking about Stones, and I don't mean the rock group. Hello everyone, welcome to another Hot Tip Tuesday. Sometimes I crack myself up because I've been saying the same dumb joke about Stones for years. Every class I think I've done over the years, I think everybody's heard it. So I'm sorry, but I think it's funny. But welcome to Hot Tip Tuesday. This week we are going to talk about cabochons. Now, I know some of you experienced people are getting ready to stop this video. Please don't, because we're not just going to talk about what a cabochon is, but I'm going to help you find some good resources on where to buy good cabs, but also how to buy good cabs, how to trust your vendors that you buy from, okay? So the first thing I want to do is I want to explain to the new people what a cabochon is. And to do this, we're going to get the definition. So let me grab the definition. And I'm also going to grab one other thing, the old specs, because I can't see because I think I'm blind. Okay, here we go. This is the official. Okay, this is official from the internet. The internet doesn't lie. A cabochon is a gemstone which has been shaped and polished as opposed to faceted. The resulting form is usually a convex obverse with a flat reverse. Huh? All that means is that a cabochon has a round or domed top and a flat bottom. That's all it means. So that's what a cabochon is. But in wire art, we use cabochons in just about every piece that we do. So finding a good resource for cabochons is extremely important. And we're going to talk about two resources that you can use to find good quality cabochons. Those resources are offline resources and online resources. So let's first start by talking about offline resources. If you're ready, let's go. We've been dealing with cabochons for years. Back in 2003, when I first started doing this, we had no idea what we were doing looking for cabochons. So my wife started to dig into what makes a good cabochon. And through trial and error, we found many different resources. And she's really, really good at buying and finding cabs and getting great resources on the internet of cabochons that really are high quality, but are at the right price point. So I'm going to actually give you the first resource, and that's going to be my website. Follow this link right here below. We have a good group of quality cabochons that we have on there at a very reasonable price. And my wife has found these from all over the world, and she's got a really great eye for them. So go to the website, take a look at what we've got. Okay, so that's number one. So now the second resource we're going to talk about is offline resources. But in order to find the offline resources, sometimes we have to go online. So the first one we're going to talk about are gem and mineral societies. So if you go to Google and you Google gem and mineral society near me, oftentimes, especially if you're near a large city, you can find some of these groups out there. And they really are into gems and minerals. They love them. They love looking for them. They love talking about them. And many of their members cut their own cabochons. So start with them first. You can also look up rock hounding groups near me. That's another good resource. Those people are also very passionate about gems and minerals. And they go out and look for these things. And they don't look just for specimen pieces, but they also take some of the stuff they find and they turn them into cabochons and sell them. And they're very knowledgeable about the things that they find. So that's another good offline resource. A third offline resource are gem and mineral shows. Now, down in the description, I do have some resources, some links to gem and mineral shows that you can find that are near you. And some of these are great, great shows. The reason why I like going to some of these offline resources is because you can pick up the stones, you can hold them in your hand. Things like labradorite and moonstone that have a flash in them, I actually like to buy them personally while I'm standing there. So I can look at the flash, so I can see how the flash is and how it works with the light. So go to these gem and mineral shows and really take a look at them. Another good resource, and not everybody has access to this, but gem and mineral shops. Now, we live in metropolitan Detroit. We are very close to one of our favorite places to look for gemstones in person, and that's a place called World of Rocks, and it's in Ypsilanti, Michigan. And I love going in there because you're like a kid in a candy shop. They've got beautiful stuff in there. They've got specimens, but they've also got a great collection of cabochons for sale. They also have a wire artist or two in there that use those cabochons, and they have their work in there for sale too. So one of these days we're gonna have to on a Hot Tip Tuesday go on a field trip and take a look at World of Rocks. But please look again, Google gem shop or mineral shop near me. There may actually be one close by that you can go to. And our final offline resource are bead shops. I know it says bead shop in the name. However, many bead shops not only sell tools and materials that we can use, like they do sell some wire in those places, but you'll also find that they sell cabochons. Most of the ones we've dealt with, I've taught in lots of them throughout the Midwest, they have cabochons, and they usually get really good quality work as well. And the final one I want to pass on, if you're here in the United States, we've got one of the biggest gem and mineral shows in the world in Tucson, Arizona. It happens once a year in Tucson. It's the granddaddy of them all. If you've ever got a chance to go, please take it. Look it up. I've got the link also in the description of when theirs is and how you can make plans to go and what dates and all that great stuff. But it's massive. It's wonderful. You find great deals. Everybody I know that's gone has come back with awesome, awesome stuff. Okay? So those are our offline resources. Let's now talk about online resources. Here we go. There are a ton of resources on the internet to find cabochons, and they're great resources. Sometimes you don't even have to go looking for them. They come and find you. So what are they? Well, first you've got eBay, you've got Etsy, you've got Amazon. I mean, if Amazon doesn't have it, I don't need it, right? There's also Instagram, and I'm sure that any of you that have posted your work on Instagram, within minutes, you probably got a DM from somebody someplace on planet Earth that wanted you to go and look at the cabochons that they have for sale. So there's lots and lots of online resources. The problem with online resources is that you don't get to hold the piece in your hand, and you don't know the person. So you don't know if you trust buying from that person. So how can you find a good resource that you can trust? Well, it's trial and error, basically. My suggestion, and this is what we do, is we found, let's say we've got a resource in Indonesia that we found on Instagram. And come to find out, they've got great stuff, and we love buying from them. They're honest, they do great work, they've got great quality stones, and we started by just buying one or two pieces from them. Once we started to be able to trust them, we then started buying more and more and more. And the same is true with some of our other resources. We've got people we buy from in India. We've got people we buy from China. We've got people that we've bought work from all around the earth. But the way we started was by only buying 1 or 2 pieces just to give them a test. So I want you to think about how much money you could stand losing. And what I mean by that is, how much money would you be okay with parting with if they weren't on the up and up, or if it wasn't a very good quality stone? But you need to test them out and look for them. Also, on places like eBay and Etsy and Amazon, do your research. On eBay, I know they've got a lot of things, ratings. Check their ratings. Look if they're highly rated, or if people have had problems with delivery from them. But what you need to do, though, is you just really need to branch out and do as much research as you possibly can to find those online resources. You can also look for lapidary artists just by Googling them. Type in cabochons for sale, and you'll find a lot of websites that come up of people that really do some great work, excellent quality stones. Sometimes you'll find unbelievable pieces that are just gorgeous. But remember, the price for them is also there too. So you can really spend a lot of money on cabochons for your work. So that's my advice. Do some research, but don't mark off your list buying things online. And another thing about buying online, we talked about the offline resources when we were talking about buying labradorite and moonstone and some of these other nice stones with a flash in them in person. The same is true on the internet. They may be able to manipulate the stone so it catches the light, but we usually don't buy things that have a flash in them like labradorite or moonstone online, only because you can't really see how good that flash is. Okay, so that's my advice for online stones. Well, I hope all of this helped. Really going out and searching for those stones, it's a lot of fun. It really is. But you can really find some great quality work out there. So hopefully this was helpful to you, okay? So do me a favor, if you haven't already done it, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, just so that you get those alerts, because we do put these videos out quite often. Give me a like those thumbs up. So hit a thumbs up for me. Let me know what you think by giving me that like. And also, please leave me a comment below. How have you found your resources for cabochons? Do you have any other advice about buying stones for your work? Maybe you've got other resources that you think are important that people need to know as well. And also let me know what you think about future ideas for Hot Tip Tuesday. I'm always looking for what you guys are looking for answers to. Okay, so let me know down in the comments below. Also, make sure you check out the links in the description below. There's lots of great resources in there. Make sure you go to my website. There's great resources there as well. Okay, again, I'm Jim McIntosh, and I want you to remember, practice, practice, practice.